Morning, everybody. How are we doing today? Welcome to day 2 of reInvent, although it's always day 1 at AWS. I'm Akanksha. I run Team Amazon at Intel. And really what our goal today is to have you guys get the best experience. If you guys are from the finance industry, if you are from other industries, and you guys are starting your journey on the cloud, especially on AWS and with Intel, we want to make sure that you learn some amazing stories from our favorite customers here today. I'm going to possibly go and get my clicker. So with us in the industry, time and time again, what we recognize is when there is a technology that's accessible, that's consumable, and the barriers of its adoptions are low, this gives rise to a tremendous amount of demand. And through that demand rise various business models, various usage models, and ultimately, opportunity. Cloud computing is one such technology, and AWS has continued to bend the curve on what is actually possible. What we've also recognized is when you are trying to work on the cloud, there are 3 things that Intel brings to the table. Number 1, performance. Number 2, performance. Number 3, guesses? You need to have a very performant cloud, and that's where our customized silicon really powers the best of AWS cloud. We, as Team Amazon, do two different kinds of things within AWS, or with AWS, our favorite partner, 18 years of a relationship. The first thing that we do is we customize our silicon specifically to be made available for AWS. And we want to make sure that this is catering to our customers' needs, our partners' needs, and the industry's needs. The other thing that we do is try to drive that experience for you by working on your actual cloud journeys collectively with you, and with AWS, and with our customers and partners. We also have a dedicated focus on industries, and finance is one of our leading focuses. We want to make sure that we've got those replicable recipes across this specific industry to help you get that benefit from all your fellow travelers' experience. So exactly to that point, this is why we are very, very honored and excited to have our esteemed panel of speakers. We are going to have Robito, who runs finance as well as the Itaú relationship for Amazon, and then our colleagues from Itaú, our favorite people in the world. We've got Candy, we've got Kyle, and Ellen. So they are going to actually talk to you guys about the beautiful journey that they've taken optimizing on the cloud for their specific workloads for Itaú. As I mentioned, and I kind of alluded to it already, we have almost an 18-year relationship with Amazon. Have that sit with you for a little bit. While you have alternative environments where you can play with, we have been working across those 850 instances that Matt talked about yesterday. We have close to 450 instances that are powered by Intel. Close to 92% of EC2, if you guys know about EC2, because we love EC2, are powered by Intel. And if you look at the entire plethora of instances, and while you guys might not need to care about it because we're under the hood, these are the different types of instances that are optimized and built for the different applications that you guys typically take from a journey's perspective, moving from your different environments into AWS Cloud. And because we are under the hood, we are able to sit not only on the EC2 layer, but all the services that are built on top of EC2. So everything that you learn from the applied services of EC2, whether it's SageMaker when you're building your GenAI models on Bedrock, whether it's migrating your workloads from SAP to SAP AWS, those are the different things that we can help you with from an optimization and an engineering perspective because there's Intel under the hood. And we've got you because we work with AWS so closely. The way that we really collaborated with Itaú, it was really AWS that brought us the opportunity to partner with them. Itaú has also been a fantastic customer of ours for a very, very long time. I really don't even like to call them customers. They're friends and partners in crime. And what we've really done with them and what we'd love to do with more partners such as Itaú is to work with the 3-pillar strategy. Work with you on and accelerate your journey by optimizing your applications with the juice that we have in our silicon. The second thing that we want to do is help you with even some sort of solid incentives to accelerate your journey to AWS Cloud, and then work with you to make sure that we are able to scale out the product that you built using the cloud out to your customers. So that's really what our go-to-market plan or our co-sell motion really is for AWS, as well as what Team Amazon at Intel does. So with that, I really want to just move back into really just talking about the journey, and the only way that we can do that is by having my friend, Roberto, come on stage and talk about what he's done with Itaú and his experience with Intel. Over to you.
Thank you, Akansha. Good morning, everybody. My name is Roberto Ito. People knows me as Robito. I'm not a Spanish guy, but it is a name that is well known at Itaú. And I thank you, Intel, Itaú, for the chance to be here introducing this session and representing AWS in this important and historic session. I think when we talk about AWS, Intel, and Itaú, it's difficult to give you the idea of how big the dream was at the beginning. In 2020, when we started the cloud journey with Banco Itaú, things started slowly, but in very little time, we were able to reach numbers that were amazing. And I don't want to give you spoilers on this, but Kenji will do it. And I'm pretty sure that you guys will have a wonderful and awesome opportunity to understand a little bit more about this journey. So I am just the account manager, so let's invite Caio. Caio is Associate Director for Banco Itaú in charge for investments. Caio?
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Robito. Thank you, Akansha, for our introduction. Thank you, Intel, for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here to talking a little about Itaú Bank, especially this year, when we are completed 100th year of history. As Robito said, my name is Caio Gomes. I'm the Community CEO of Investment Services, Global Investment Management, and Risk WMS. Itaú Banking is the largest banking in Latin America and the most valued brand in South America, valued at $8.4 billion. Within $6 billion in max value, around $50 billion in total assets, average 23% in recurrent ROE, and efficient in 37.7% efficiency ratio, and around 97,000 employees. We are obstinate to delight our clients. For this, we are present in 18 countries through physical and digital services. Also, we are the only Latin American banking making up the Dow Jones Sustainability Index since it was launched. For us, the subject is very important because we are interested in the long-term relationship with our customers. About our results, last quarter, our recurring management result was $1.8 billion and around $6 billion in 2023, composed by 94% in Brazil and 6% in Latin America. A little about our technology, as Kendi and Ellen will detail it. But around 5 years ago, we started our modernizer journey. And currently, we are more than 60% of our IT platform modernized, run in the cloud. Also, with the results, we increase our velocity in 15 times and reduce in 55% our cost per transaction. Also, we are investing in growth by data-driven with 1,000 initiatives using AI. Sure. We are, in fact, the completed banking. Like AWS, with products from A to Z, we are financial products from A to Z, with the most complete financial portfolio and products and services for our clients, residents and non-residents. As you see, with acquiring, fund administration, banking accounts, loans, credit cards, payroll loans, currency exchange, cash management, derivatives, mortgage, investment banking, asset management, payments, pension plan, insurance, auto loans, and many more solutions for our customers. Within investment banking, we have the institutional investors, the area that I'm responsible for, and where we implement our case that Ellen will detail. For institutional investor, we are really the one-stop shop, with the most complete portfolio included distribution by Itaú Asset Management, investment banking with M&As and equity capitals, institutional desk with OTC, FX, local broker with carrying and execution, banking, and for institutional investor, too, we have no residents, custody, depository, fund services with the fiduciary administration, fund custody, NAV calculator, and corporate trust with escrow and register solutions. To finish, just like the bank, we are the largest institutional investor in Latin America with more than $372 billion under custody. We carrying out financial settlements more than $2 trillion per month, around 1.5 Brazilian GDP, distributed in 1.7 million transactions settled per month. And our asset management was elected 15 times the best fund in Brazil, 11 times in a row. Now, I would like to call Sandy to keep presentation and talking a little about our migration journey.
Thanks, Kyle, for introduction our business. My name is Marcelo Kendi, and I'm here today to talk a little bit about our journey, our migration journey to AWS. We have been involved in more than 300 systems and subsystems migrating this workload those systems to AWS. And back in 2020, as Robito mentioned, we have a few challenges to perform this task. So when we decided to move our workloads and systems to AWS, we have to ask for some help from AWS. Thanks, Robito. We need always help, and we need to just give them some help. We asked for help from AWS and all the partners to perform our journey. I can mention that we have more than 247K vCPUs active in our data center. It's like 40K virtual servers running our workloads. A bank with more than 100 years have many, many systems, subsystems, and we perform those re-platform and modernizing our systems to AWS. Moving forward, our key assets, it's our customer, our clients. So when my managers asked me about, we want to move our workloads to AWS to have better performance, modernize our infrastructure, they asked me, hey, Candy, you have to take care of our customers, and I don't want to have any impact for our customers, as is they are our key assets. So we have a program in Itaú called Zero Outage that help us to have this movement, and all the framework that we thought about with AWS and all the partners tried to point in this principal driver here. The second one is related to the velocity to deliver infrastructure. So before we start to move our system to AWS, to modernize our platform, we have a long time to deliver infrastructure, and that make our business really slow. So that was the second driver. Hey, Kenji, you have to move forward and have much more speed than you have before. Okay, let's try, let's do that. The third driver, we are a bank. So we have to take care about the money of our clients, our investors. So we are every single day looking for the better value proposition and make the financial. We are taking a lot of care of the efficient, to have an efficient financial case here. A few challenges. We are a 100-year bank, and we have more than 17 million customers across the Brazil, across the South American, and also worldwide. So as our business is growing, how can we deal with this growth of our business in our data center? Wow. So it was one first challenge here. The second one is connected with a long time to deliver infrastructure. And I would like to ask something. Raise your hand, whoever been asked to deliver more CPU or processor in the next day on the data center. Yes, I'm in the same position. I've been asked many times about how to improve performance and delivery more processor in the Black Friday, and it was a challenge for us as well. And the third key point, the third key challenge here is regards the platform modernization. And we are not going to the cloud AWS because we like cloud AWS. At least we like. But there's a point related to the speed, increase the investors' return, and make our business much more faster. So we have to look at the platform modernization, use the new technology that AWS offers to make the things happen. When we look at the processors that Intel delivered for us, I can mention that if I compare my old processors on my data center with the new Gen 4 that runs on AWS, I can have more than 6 times more performance than before. So this is a special point here, as you have to. I'm going to talk a little bit about the business plan, and when you are planning the migration process to AWS, you have to take care about the business plan. And in the chart below, you can see an application called Route APP that's used to run on my data center with 10 vCPUs. After we moved to AWS, we could reduce to 4 vCPU as they deliver newer processor, and Intel is always helping us to understand the better fit to have a positive business plan. Moving forward, in these charts, the second one, where I mentioned the commissioning year by year, I mentioned on the first slide something related to how big we were. And we was with 247 key vCPUs active back 2020, and as our business is growing and we are replatforming systems and we are modernizing systems, the use of AWS, here I have just an example of EC2, is growing. So we are decommissioning our data center, and the usage of AWS is going fast, and our business is requiring a modernization, and we are really proud to support the 70 million customers. Yeah, I like to repeat that because it's making me feel great here. Moving forward, I'm going to talk a little bit about the people, process, and then some results that we could achieve. First of all, I have a few partners who helped us on this journey. So AWS Professional Services have a special slot here. I have also GFT, I have NTT, and Logicalis, who helped us a lot in this journey. We had to mix the knowledge between the teams to speed up our process. And a special thanks for my team, Itaú's team, who believe and achieve our project. How did we organize this structure? The first squad that we created is a core migration team who were responsible for creating infrastructure as a code, script for migration, and also they follow all the well architecture framework rules in order to have to standardize the migration process. So professional services was straight connected to this squad. The second squad, it's the cloud operation tools and enablers. When you move some systems, some applications to AWS, you have to think different. And we always listen something like that. Think different, think different. And now here, I can say, if I'm monitoring my environment, my system in the same way that I was doing on the on-premises, on my data center, the result wasn't different. So I have to think about new ways to monitoring, have observability, make automations. And an example of automation is the system manager that we use it, for example, for patching management on our environment, and have many other example of use of system manager, but it's a nice tool that we are using a lot. The third squad here is the migration squad by itself. They understand the system, they took all the standards that our core migration teams use it, and they are straight connected to the development team, as they have to understand why, how that system works in order to move to AWS. So here I have my partners and Itaú teams moving systems to AWS. All those three squads were connected with a release train, on a release train. And I lead this release train, and I keep the pace, I remove blockers, and I give the right priorities inside of the team's topology and the tasks that the team needs to do. And I have to mention a special role here, our CIOs and our CTOs. Why you are telling me that, Candy? They have to understand, and it's our role to explain why you are moving those systems, why you are modernizing those systems to AWS, in order to have a priority, the right priority, and keep the pace and move the systems and move the right systems to AWS. So the CIOs understand why, they give the pace to us, and we just move our systems to AWS. Moving forward to the process pillar here. I have two key points here. The business case approved. That's the main thing on this slide. Because if I move a system to AWS and it's expend a lot of money, much more than I have previously, that don't make sense. So you have to take care about the architecture, how the system will work on the AWS products. So we create the architecture, we make a business plan, and if the business plan is positive, okay, let's move forward and perform the migration process to AWS. If not, we retry, we realize the same process again in order to have the better proposition and have the business case approved with a positive return. Intel here, in a specific workloads, they connect with us and understand how that system works, and they help us to optimize our workload. Sorry guys, my English teacher. Then, after the business case is approved, we have the migration process by itself. So the first step is it's architecture that I mentioned before. Then we use the infrastructure, the migration squad, customize the infrastructure as a code, review the scripts to migrate systems to AWS. And in the second step, we deploy the infrastructure. After that, the development team connects the pipeline to that new infrastructure, and then we test again this system. I mentioned when I arrived in here that our customers are our key asset. So We test a lot before we move forward to production, these systems, this environment, in order to mitigate the risk of unavailability for our customers. We perform this PDCA 3 times on the development environment, staging environment, and also production environment. Moving forward, we have a very good results here. Now, we are proud to say that we have a platform called Traditional Ops, which supports more than 300 systems and subsystems there. AWS Professional Service, I mentioned it a lot of time, but because they are really special here, helped us to create this platform. We could support more than 70 million customers connecting on our applications, and they are having a really nice experience, I can guarantee that. And we reduce it from 120 days to deliver infrastructure to less than a day. If the application is available, ready to go, we can deliver and we can release this system to our customer in less than a day. And we have already moved more than 19 virtual servers to AWS. So it's such an amazing journey. Yeah, that's it, guys. I'm going to call Ellen here, who's going to present a little bit about our results and about our business. Yes. Thanks, Ellen. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Ken, for the introduction. I really appreciate it. It's a great pleasure to be here. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ellen Vasconcelos. I'm a technology manager at Itaú, and today I'm here to represent my investment services community at Itaú. This community is responsible for asset and funds business. I'm a responsible operational leadership. Also, we work together with Sky team. We have some strong partnership with business, infrastructure, engineer, portfolio, and partner teams. We interact with them every day to evaluate opportunities to move our applications on-premises to cloud by using replatform migration journeys to be sure that everything is okay. If you look at this slide behind me, I show our case to you. As Kyle mentioned, when we move our applications to cloud, we have this is important to understand a big cost reduction for our services. When we move our applications with a modernized workload, it's possible to save 99% of the cost per year. As you see, when we move our applications, financial transactions from BNDES payments to cloud, we got big cost reductions compared on-premise with cloud. That helped us to save a lot of money, as you see in this slide. We have a FinOps culture in the community. We will also promote financial responsibility in the team to encourage the team members to consider cost in the design and the development decisions. 2024 was a wonderful year for us. Also, in 2025, we will continue in these journeys. We are planning new migrations of applications and database that will bring positive outcomes for our business. Let's talk about this. When we move our applications to cloud, we were very clear about the benefits. Let me share some of them with you. First, ability to drive innovation. Second, improve operational efficiency. And third, optimize customer experience. We knew that decision to move our applications on-premises to cloud by using a platform migration journey would drive a business growth by the implementation of advanced technology solutions and influence the progress, the technology solutions. And influence the progress, the community maturity in the digital product divisions. After all, we have some products and services that have been leaders in the capital market for more than 50 years in Brazil. This slide demonstrates the captures, the benefits captures. Digital processes were necessary to be done in diverse areas in the company to solve many of the problems, to decrease business incident. As you see, 99% is incredible reduction. Reduction in deployment time, more than 1,000%, to decrease the costs, to increase the profits, and to increase the customer experience. This decision brought solutions to address many issues, including the opportunity to increase security, back-level applications, is the same end-off support, to scalability and agility to the crowd. I really recommend using the platform's indicators to help prioritize investment in modernizations. This is out of the path to growth in your business. Thank you, everyone, for your attention. I would like to say thank you, Ken and Kyle, for all the support in these journeys. As well, I would like to say thank you, Intel and AWS, for permitting us to share our case with the world.
Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Roberto. And thank you, Kendi. Didn't I tell you guys? Isn't this a massive case study of how people need to move to the cloud with efficiency? Before I get into this, I want to go back to your slide. Ellen, this sums it up. 15% cost benefit. You save moolah. You make your CFOs happy. You make your products cheaper. How much better could this be? So amazing job. Thank you so much for your partnership. Before I turn I know the audience are probably like bobbing with questions right now, but I do want to ask a few questions to you guys as well. So would you mind coming over on the stage? I'm going to scooch over a little bit. So you walked us through, Ellen, you walked us through your massive journey. What were the big challenges that you went through when you went over this entire cloud migration journey?
Okay. The big challenge for us, we had not forget the FinOps culture in the process to design of architecture for migration and in adhere our business.
Yeah, it's massive
Yes.
challenge, yeah. And I know just getting this session together took a village. How many people did this massive Herculean effort take? Kyle.
How many people? I think
It's mine.
Kendi, sorry. You're the people guy.
Okay.
Yes, sorry.
We are a huge bank, and we have more than 10,000 developers creating business solution for our company. And our team was with 15 guys, 15 members to perform this journey. We connected straight to those developers in order to perform this task, and there's like I think it's 12 CIOs, enterprise CIOs, which we use to report, and there are community CIOs. So many people to help us to perform this task, and we have to always give feedback to them and receive feedback. So we many people involved in this journey.
Amazing. Yeah, I know it takes a village, but you got 15 people to get you that 50%. So your boss just needs to get you more people.
Oh.
All right, my last question, Kaio.
Okay.
What are the maximum benefits of this journey for you?
Oh, yes, I think there are a lot of benefits. Yes, we measure some benefits with the security, with the velocity, but I think the most benefit for us is deliverable faster for our clients. Yeah. As I said, we are obstinate to delight our clients, and every day, every moment, every meeting, we're thinking, how problem for our clients I will solve? And it's points in our culture, in our mindset, and I think it's proposal very fast when some people starting in Itaú banking. And for me, is it, of course, when the thinking and the investor sides, we're more competition, yes, because a lot of new companies with new products, with new and with the company, with the 100 years of history, it's very important. Yes, it's culture, mindset, and velocity to apply to solve the problem of our clients. I think it's I don't apply just one benefit or just one, but I think it's a lot of. Maybe I can speak 1 hour about it, yes, in my opinion.
Amazing. I think there's a theme of customer obsession going on here, including with Amazon. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for your questions. Amazing experience for us as well to work with Itaú and make sure that AWS and Intel can help you guys out. So thank you for your partnership. I'm hoping, congratulations for your 100 years for Itaú. They just completed 100 years, you guys. Let's give them a big clap. And here's to 100 more years of partnership together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, just to close up, you guys, this was a fascinating story. As you guys know, we do have 7 more sessions like this. Possibly not as great as Itaú, but we do have 7 more sessions. So please go ahead, look into the agenda, and try and find other Intel-powered sessions. Come visit us at the booth and learn more about how we can collaborate and get more work out of the cloud journey. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day.